Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Station Road. Now, this is road surfacing experiment take 2. So, as you would have seen from my previous video, which I think, was only yesterday, we attempted to try and alter the tonal variation between on the road surface, depending on what the substrate color was, and as I discovered, it didn't work. Now, I know now that it was basically a combination of issues. It was too much glue and too much sand and too much wait time before I actually shook the sand off. So there was, quite a combination there that led to this actually not working terribly well. So for me, being a person who is not one to accept defeat when it comes to things not going to plan, I've decided I will have another crack at it, and hopefully this time we will actually achieve a result I'm anticipating hopefully shall work. So, other side of the piece of timber, I've repainted another set of stripes. So we'll just have another crack at this again and see if we can get it to work. One thing that was pointed out by numerous people making comments on yesterday's video, which is absolutely brilliant. Love the feedback and love the comments. It's really, really amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. Is one person commented and said, well, you might have failed with the tonal difference, but you have actually figured out that you can actually, if you put down enough sand and glue, you can actually block out whatever's actually underneath. So, in saying that, well, yeah, I guess if you put down plenty of sand and glue, it doesn't really matter what's underneath on your actual baseboard. So I guess it's kind of worked in a different way. So what I'm going to do differently this time is A, not put on so much glue, B, not put on so much sand, and also not let it dry for so long before I actually shake the excess sand off. So in terms of that, what I'm actually going to do is, rather than just squirting the glue all over and then brushing it down, I've just got some glue in a bottle here, and I'm going to brush it on, and I may use a stiff piece of card or something just to get a really thin layer of glue. And in terms of the sand, I think I might just try sifting the sand on in order to minimize the amount of sand that's actually going down onto the glue, and hopefully these two sort of changes will end up with a better result. So we'll get into this now, and well, cross my fingers, let's hope it works. Right, so that's the glue on, and it's a much thinner coating of glue. So, and as you'll see, the glue is also, it appears a lot thinner and also a lot more transparent. It is a slightly different glue from what I used yesterday. It's still PVA, but it's like a school supply PVA. So it's just a cheaper PVA glue. So anyway, we'll just sprinkle over our sand, but this time we're going to use the sieve to hopefully get a more even. And the sieve is actually just too big, and I don't have a smaller sieve, so we are just going to have to go over it, but we're just going to go over it much lighter. So okay, so if I'm going to sieve this stuff on with a sieve, I'd need to have a finer mesh sieve. Right, okay, so that's all covered. I'm not going to press this down. We're just going to jiggle it around just a little bit, but of course you can't do this if you're actually doing this on a layout. You might be able to sort of very lightly brush it around. Give it a good tap, and voila! This time it has actually worked, so that's interesting. Much thinner layer of glue, thinner spreading of the sand, and basically get the excess sand off straight away. No mucking around. Get it off, vacuum it off, or if, you know, in this situation I was able to just tap it off. Yeah, that is it. Get the stuff off straight away. Interesting already, this one over here, which of course has got no paint underneath it, and of course you can see the timber in there. To me, that, you know, that could really pass for like a gravel or a dirt road, you know, possibly a farm track, or something like that. It's you know, looks quite good. But anyway, we'll let this dry and come back to it, because as it dry, of course, it's going to lighten up even more. So yeah, but it's looking promising, so that's good. Right, now we do have some partial success now with this tonal variation for roads. So I hope you might be able to pick that up in this wee experiment. And the one here on the far right has no paint under it, and of course that is the most obvious one. And you know, would that sort of pass for, you know, a farm track or gravel road of some sort? So the one at the left hand end is the grey, and this one here is the black, and that one there is the brown. Now, interestingly, there's really not a huge amount of difference between the black and the brown, but there is a tonal difference between the black and the grey. So I can safely say now that I have successfully demonstrated the experiment, take two, and that whatever colour on the baseboard that you paint can manipulate the tone of the road. So this one here, a lighter tar seal, slightly darker tar seal, and an in-between tar seal, and then of course possibly gravel road. So yeah, so anyway, just a wee short video, just because myself being really quite stubborn, I will keep at it until I have exhausted all possibilities in order to achieve some kind of result. So there we have it. So this coming weekend, we'll actually use this mock-up that I've got here, and we're actually going to do some further road markings, and it will be using this sticky label A4 sheet, and hopefully by then that should have arrived, and I can print out my zebra/pedestrian crossing and stick an example on here and just see how it goes. And hopefully the adhesive on the sticky label is not going to leave a residue on the sand or start tearing up into little bits. So hopefully that is going to work. But anyway, thanks for watching, and also a huge thank you to everyone who commented on the previous video. And yeah, I just sort of thought, no, I decided that I'd actually include that sort of failed result, because I really want people to know that model railroading is not all about getting it right. There is many times that things just don't go to plan. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.